What's up, YouTube? Today we'll be going over a VOD review in a mid to high GM lobby. I was sitting around GM2 this game, one game away from ranking up to GM1. I peaked at Celestial 3 this season, and it's been tough. Let's just say that. Solo queuing isn't always the greatest. I mean, we all know that. But, I do my best. I'm hoping to climb past Celestial this season, so we're going to try to get there. We still have about 30 or so days for this season. So I wanted to show y'all the thought process and the decisions that I made in this game. It was a really good game, so we're going to break it down for y'all. It was a pretty good match for me. I was MVP this game, and I feel like I did a lot of good plays this game. I also made a good amount of mistakes too that we'll be going over. So if you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe for more Marvel Rivals content. It would mean a lot to me to have you guys support my channel. And thank you for the 10 subscribers that have subscribed to my channel in the past 30 days. Every subscriber counts, guys. So as long as you guys are interacting and leaving comments and suggestions, I'll come out with some content. Whatever you guys want, just let me know. Today we're playing on Hell's Heaven, which I'm not a big fan of this map for one of the points. There's like a death pit where everybody gets pushed off and it's not really that fun. We're pushing up on point here with Thing, trying to apply some pressure and bubble our teammate for protection, and it also gives a soul charge. We're unfortunately taking too much damage here, and we have to reposition. We're still getting pressed, so we end up repositioning to the high ground. And back to our strategist. We catch the Captain America off guard, which allows us to walk forward. Staggering that cap there was such a big play, as it brings him down in numbers, and it really swung the fight there and allowed us to capture the point. Bonus tip, always have a jump charge while you are fighting, so when you reach critical health, you can jump to a safe place or in line of sight of your strategist. Just be careful with certain interactions in this game, because it'll cancel your jump, which means you have to recharge it before you can escape. The Captain America was out of position, so I decided to exile him as a punish so my entire team could focus him and capitalize on the punish, which allowed us to walk back to the point. Our Magic also did a pretty good job with taking out the invis. Shout out to the Magic. They're the GOAT. We had a pretty good team this game, and everybody seemed like they belonged in this rank. So we capped the point. We're going to sit here at this choke. There's no reason to push forward and overextend. Getting points here, as many points as possible, is the main goal over anything else. That's what gets you the win. So they decide to Cloak and Dagger roll on the point, which we have to give up space. Unfortunately, if you heard both sound cues, both strategists on my team stack support ultimates, which puts us at a disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was not hitting my exiles on Scarlet Witch this game. I don't know, maybe it was just an off game, but just letting y'all know I didn't hit anything this game, so. I tried to air stun, however, because she was too low, it phased through and did not air stun. We lose both supports, which causes us to lose the team fight. That is why canceling these type of ultimates as Hulk is very important to keep the advantage in team fights. Even though we already lost this fight here, I'm going to stall on point as long as I can. That'll give us the most amount of points possible, and it'll actually minimize the amount of points the enemy team gets after capping, because by the time my team resets and I join back, it'll be a lot less. Versus if I decided to leave the point and not die, it would have given them maybe like 10 or so points, which makes a big difference in these higher level games. We decide to be aggressive, knowing that Cloak and Dagger just used their ult, exiling them and cleaning up the KO. Unfortunately, while I was diving the backline, their team took out both our supports, which is another lost team fight. it can be difficult at times to do your job as Hulk because it feels like you have to be everywhere at once. Stopping situations like these from happening while at the same time create space. So just carry harder next time, I guess, is what I have to do. But for real though, I probably should have shut down the Star-Lord so my team could survive and we wouldn't be in this situation. So we decided to apply pressure again at the choke point, and we force Cloak and Dagger ultimate. And these guys are pretty good, to be honest. They made a crazy play here by blinding me and then comboing that with the eye. I'm able to get away. I don't know why they didn't finish me there, but now we're just kind of building our ultimate back so we can get back in Hulk form. We're saving our little bomb here just so we can get to 90, and then immediately it'll transform us if you throw it directly at the ground. Again, I missed the exile, but luckily this time I was able to bubble myself and Invis so they couldn't get hit by Scarlet ult. Fortunately, we still lost our Cloak there. We're making trades here, and we're still down in numbers, unfortunately. I'm trying my best here to take out clones, but in the midst of that, there's like the entire team shooting at me, and I realize that I'm the only person on point, so kind of just jumping around. I thought this round was a wrap, but shout out to the team for bringing it back together. You know, I can't do this all by myself. I can do a lot of it, but I gotta have some people there to help me at times. We go for the Star-Lord to try to shut down his ultimate. Our magic is there though, thankfully, to take him out. And now the fight's in our favor. We're up in numbers, and we end up cleaning it up. Strange goes down. We put pressure on the back line, and we end up baiting out Cloak and Dagger ultimate, canceling their ultimate, by the way. You can cancel the ultimate if you exile right before Cloak does her dash, and you can get big value out of just using an exile. Like the same value that you would get out of a mag ult, you can just use your exile. Granted, it's not always the easiest thing to land, but you should always take advantage of the opportunity. I checked for Portal here. It was a very risky play. I wouldn't recommend doing that depending on the matchup, but they didn't have too crazy of an anti-dive, so I was able to get back. And they're trying to ult back on point now, but we matched them. This Star-Lord is a menace, by the way. He just took out 2 of our people, so things aren't looking the greatest right now. Our Strange missed his ultimate. We got Captain America doing his usual stall stuff. We take out the Star-Lord though, so we're making trades. And you know, I already told y'all I was gonna be missing exiles this game. You know, I just didn't really take my time to line up my crosshairs. I'm trying to take out Loki because he just provides so much value if everyone just ignores him. So I'm trying to be the person that takes him out. We get him to go down off position. Scarlet Witch gets 2 picks there, which is huge. And the team just cleans everything up. It was kind of a tough fight there, but we made the right trades that we needed to win the round. We make our way over to the point, and instead of playing aggressive like how we have been playing these past few plays, we decide to sit back with the team and provide support. They swapped a Punisher, so we want to make sure we bubble all our teammates here to reduce the damage. We hit a nice exile on the Star-Lord ulting, which ultimately punishes him, and our team is able to capitalize on it. W team. We get really aggressive here and push the back line. Pop our ultimate. Punisher actually decided to chow with his ult, which was a big mistake on his part. We were able to get over there quick enough to shut that down. So they're out of both DPS ultimates. We're here fighting on point. We match Invis ult with Cloak ult, and we just clean it up. we're in the advantage currently, and for some odd reason, they're kind of just wasting their ults right now. Their ult economy isn't looking so great currently. Again, I feel like they ulted there when it wasn't really necessary. It really just feels like their team is falling apart as the game goes on. We're continuing to stagger. We actually trade there. Their Doctor Strange gets the magic that's stabbing them, but we also trade for the Punisher, so we're pretty even right now. And we're already almost halfway there on a lead, holding them at the choke point and trying to get as many points as possible here. I get very greedy and I try to take out the Doctor Strange because I see how low he is, and for some odd reason they seem to just leave me alone as soon as I exit ult form. So we're just sitting inside of Invis where it's safe and we could just farm our ultimate back. We're at 80. We throw a grenade at our feet that builds up 90, and then we hit just a few more shots to transform back into Hulk. Now we're back on point with support ultimate. They still haven't captured the point yet. We're just rolling at this point. We're taking out multiple people with Strange ult, and it's just pretty much over. I had a feeling that they were going to portal, so I sat in this spot here, and Captain America tried to block it, but I kind of outsmarted him and moved the other way. We popped Hulk ult back here, so they're tanks. The highest HP heroes are stuck back here and away from the objective, which ultimately gives us the win. And that is why landing your exiles are so important, because it can win you matches like this where they tried to portal back on point but they just couldn't. If you guys learned something from this VOD review, please leave a like, and go ahead and do me a favor and comment barbecue chicken if you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate it again, guys, and take care.
Man, what?
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Barbecue chicken. Man, what? It's just that simple. Like,